Man, I love Justin. He's such a great guy. So what happened was when I fought in Denver. I fought Thiago Moises in Denver, and Justin reached out to me and said, "Hey, you need a place to train. You can come to my place." And the way he reached out and helped me out, I was so grateful. And after the fight, I told Coach Trevor, "Look, if Justin ever needs me, I'm here."
He's just a chaotic individual as far as bringing the fight to me, which is one thing that I like. I never like to step into the octagon and have anything feel foreign to me. And Justin does a good job of putting you in the fire, so you feel the fire during camp. So, I appreciate that about him, and much respect to him.
Oh, absolutely. And then, as I was just about to say, he also has the wrestling. You don't see Gaethje use his wrestling, but he has it. I think he was a state champion on multiple occasions, but he just likes to throw the hands. And we saw against Tony Ferguson, the hands were the best they've ever been.
He lost to two guys, right? Me and Dustin, two guys who both held gold, both champions. Other than that, he absolutely obliterated every single opponent they put in front of him. Not beat. He beat the shit out of like some of the top guys in the world. So it's difficult for me to think that he's not gonna hold that gold in his hand at some point. He's got Trevor behind him. He trains with Usman, who's also a champion, and I feel like they have all their ducks in line to put him on a championship run.
I hope so. I want to see it, because I think if Gaethje starts incorporating his wrestling, he can go the whole way. He's a great fighter. I just I guess we just got to see what he wants to do.
You can feel the threat, and so it makes it very easy to train for when you're fighting such a dangerous opponent like that. It makes it very easy to get in the gym. It makes it very easy to train hard. When you don't prepare for a fighter like that, who's as exciting as that, who's as threatening and dangerous as that, then it's you got to drag yourself to the gym. You got to push yourself through the hard sessions. But a fighter like Justin Gaethje, that's an exciting fight to me. That's an exciting fight for the fans.
When I fight was Justin Gaethje, last fight, it was like when I go to the cage, this guy he hit like truck, nobody hit harder than Justin Gaethje. His kick, his punch, his left hook, right hook.
I think Justin Gaethje is an absolute stud. He is, they call him the human highlight and the most exciting guy in the game, and it is true, but not just the game, in all of combat sports. There is no fighter in the world of sports that is more exciting than Justin Gaethje. Boxing, kickboxing, mixed martial arts, you'll find nobody more exciting and better.
You're spot on. And there are factors to it. There are reasons why Justin's so dangerous. One, his ability to wrestle defensively. He's a high-level wrestler. I know he doesn't use his wrestling offensively as much as people might want to see, but he's a high-level wrestler, NCAA All-American. His boxing and stand-up is as good as it comes. He's got fantastic cardio, and he's got an iron chin.
The dude's a savage. He's an absolute savage. The way he fights, the way he brings it. He's a wrestler. He's an American wrestler, just like me. So obviously, I'm a fan of his style. They see this cyborg robot step into the cage. That's what they think. They don't even look at him as a man. They don't look at him as he has a heart and a spirit in his brain. They just look at a guy who goes out there and he's going to just freaking try to break somebody just through sheer, not beautiful technique, but just pressure and punch count and leg kicks and that kind of stuff.
Hands up high, moving in on you, and just leg kicks from close distance and brawling. And that guy can't do that very long.
And I think it goes back to when I look at him, it's not a knock on him or whatever. I just don't think he has the confidence in his abilities. There's a fine line between having confidence in your abilities, confidence in your striking techniques, your ability to win any other way than a brawl. Because I've had these thoughts too, man. I've sat and I've thought, and the thought of me just outclassing somebody and piecing them up and the whole world watching and hearing the announcer saying, "Oh my God, Michael Chandler's striking is on another level. Look at this," and how he strings together his punches with his kicks and blah, blah, blah. That felt foreign and it felt uncomfortable to me because I didn't 100% truly believe in that stuff until recently. And you start, and I think he only has the capacity to believe in himself as a brawler. Therefore, That's the only way he knows how to win. Therefore, in his sparring rounds, he's not. I bet you and I could go watch him, and he's the same Justin Gaethje in those sparring rounds as he is in the cage.
He seems to thrive in that chaos, right? When it gets uglier and dirtier and more grimy, Justin's smiling, right? He's smiling. He's cut up. He's gotten dropped multiple times. Dude's smiling.
One of the most interesting and intriguing contenders to enter into the UFC has a spectacular debut against Michael Johnson in a fucking war.
Yeah.
I mean, just a fucking war. And then loses to Eddie Alvarez in spectacular fashion.
And I just want to tell everybody watching this is a life lesson. This isn't about fighting. You got to understand and appreciate the position you put yourself in, and be grateful for everything you have, because all these months of Gaethje walking around and throwing that belt down could have been months of him embracing the position, embracing the role that he put himself in, not trying to be a meathead and throwing the belt on the ground and trying to say cool shit.
I think Usman was the guy who really put the pace on. Kamaru was just showed up, and man, he can put on a pace, and Justin just kept up with him, no problem. It would be Kamaru, and then it would be myself. And I was thinking to myself, what the heck? Justin is he's a machine, man. And like, I made sure to get into the positions that are most uncomfortable for Justin. I made sure to go out there and do everything awkward and do everything with a surprise. And Justin just kind of walked through everything, including training with Kamaru. I was really impressed, man. I thought to myself, dude, this guy is special.
I think Justin Gaethje, the Justin Gaethje that stepped into the cage against Tony Ferguson, was arguably the best lightweight on the planet that night. Calm, composed, confident, throwing heavy leather. We know he has good wrestling because he was an All-American. I personally watched him wrestle in college. I know he's a good wrestler. I know he's a scrappy wrestler.
Justin Gaethje's a monster. Justin Gaethje is a monster. He's a monster. He's a terrifying individual. He is, I mean, in a sport that's violent, it's an inherently violent sport, he stands out as the most violent. You watched his knockout of Edson Barboza. You watch how that motherfucker attacks people. There's a reckless abandon to his calculated wildness that is it's terrifying.